This is the Euro Football Show. Here we are live from Wembley Stadium. I tell you what, the sun has come out and it's beginning to get a little bit warm here. Let's get more on that breaking news, shall we? Bottom of your screen, as you can see, Rob Dorsett is back with me. OK, we're still processing all of this. So, what is this news? Mount and Chilwell out of this game and self-isolating for the next 7 days. What does it mean for tonight? And who might benefit for this?
I think that's the best way to do it. Let's take it stage by stage because it is a complicated situation. So look, Mount and Chilwell can't play tonight. That's clear. The FA have confirmed that, and that was the fear that we had yesterday when we first got this news, that they'd come into close contact with Billy Gilmour, their Chelsea teammates, after the game against Scotland at the weekend. They spent 25 minutes together chatting face-to-face in the tunnel. That is in clear breach of... It makes them close contacts in NHS and government terminology, which means they have to self-isolate because Gilmour has tested positive, even though they've both returned negative lateral flow tests. The whole of the England squad has returned negative lateral flow tests. So Chilwell and Mount can't play tonight. So who's going to play instead? Well, it was arguable whether Ben Chilwell was going to be included anyway. Hasn't featured in the tournament so far, so Luke Shaw or Kieran Trippier would expect to start at left back. No huge problem for Gareth Southgate there. Mason Mount, on the other hand, is a huge loss. He's become absolutely integral to Gareth Southgate's plans and this England side. He's played every single game since November that he's been available for. Started every game, played the full 90 minutes. 10 of England's last 12 matches he's started. The only 2 he didn't start were when he was rested after the Champions League final, along with the rest of the Chelsea and Manchester City players. So who comes in for Mason Mount? Assuming that Gareth Southgate stays with the same formation, which is kind of a back 4, 2 holding midfield players, 1 creative midfield player, which was Mason Mount, and then 3 up top. I think his options are Jack Grealish and Jude Bellingham, and whoever, if it is one of those 2, whoever gets the nod, it's a huge story, because for either of them it would be their first start for England in a major tournament. If it's Jack Grealish, that's a bold statement from Gareth Southgate, who has been criticised, particularly against Scotland, for not putting an adventurous enough team out. If it's Jude Bellingham, it's a 17-year-old making his tournament debut for England, which is a huge story as well. We'll see if we can get some information between now and kick-off. We've got a bit of time before now and then, but it does disrupt England's plans. Mason Mount was very much part of the tactical training session that Gareth Southgate had with the squad yesterday. He was expected to be in the 11. The news only came through of this potential COVID breach of protocols after they'd finished their preparation, after they'd finished that final training session. So here we are, the day of the game, and England are changing their plans. And this is a game England need to win, remember. They need to beat the Czech Republic tonight to top Group D and stay here for the last 16 game at Wembley. OK,
I can almost hear, Rob, people screaming at their television sets right now and their apps as they're watching this, saying, oh, hang on a second, why is this affecting Mount and Chilwell and perhaps not other members of the Scotland squad? So what is the difference here?
We don't know. And Gareth Southgate and the FA don't know. Gareth Southgate made it very clear in the news conference last night. He said, look, his exact words were, I don't want to create any drama for Scotland here, but he doesn't understand why England's 2 players have to self-isolate and Scotland's members of the Scotland squad don't. I can only explain to you the protocols, and that's England themselves, the FA, flagged this up to Public Health England, who are the body that have to decide whether the players can continue doing their work, their day job, which is in effect what they're trying to do. And after lengthy consultation, it was deemed, because they spent 25 minutes in a face-to-face conversation with somebody that had tested positive for coronavirus, they had to self-isolate for 7 days. So those 2 cannot play, cannot train with England up until the next Monday night. So you have to say, from an England perspective, that means they probably can't play in England's last 16 game, because that's here if they win the group on Tuesday. If England finish second in the group, it's away in Copenhagen on Monday. So look, bigger story here. Mason Mount and Ben Chilwell probably can't play in England's next game, never mind just this game tonight. But why Scotland, Rob? It's complicated. We know that the Scottish FA were looking at it themselves. Who had Billy Gilmour come into contact with? Did he breach any of those rules where he spent more than 1 minute in face-to-face contact with a member of the team? Clearly Scotland don't feel he did. And that's why they haven't put any of their own players into self-isolation or discussed with the authorities further. it'll be interesting to see what happens with developments throughout the day on that one and whether the Scottish FA have anything to say on it.
Yeah, and we don't know the facts from Scotland, and therefore, yeah, you're quite right. It'd be wrong to make any assumptions or any things like that. But Rob, thank you for telling us what we do know.